I don't know how you look at tonight. We tried, we failed. We did what Oprah told us. We set a goal. We overcame. Few little hiccups along the way, but hey, we got a forklift on the lowboy. All right, rushing out to do a lowboy move right before a snowstorm. Wow, doesn't...
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna like maybe run into the snow.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Okay.
You know those friends that you just owe favors to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do this yesterday, but yesterday kind of things didn't go as planned. So what we got going on, a very good friend of mine bought it's a really funny story, bought a forklift, but it just so happens it's a customer that we do a lot of spreading for.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Kind of funny. Got the phone call when I was at a Christmas concert. He texted me back. He's like, well, the weather's going to be really nice for a couple days. You know, I really think you should come get it. And it's like, yes, more pressure. Cool.
Yes,
all
right, yes. Always the closing weather windows.
Oh, I've had a lot of things on this lowboy over the years, but the one thing I've never had a forklift. Now, the problem with the forklift is it's actually a good sized one.
Okay.
We were looking at the shipping specs. What a lot of people don't know, a lot of times you're wondering like, hey, what's the dry weight of this? And actually, if you type it into Google, a lot of times it's there for this reason. It's there for shipping specs, transportation, etc.
Okay.
So we pulled those specs up, and it was 14,000 pounds.
Wow, that's pretty heavy.
That I thought was pretty heavy too for a forklift.
This is a big forklift.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the downside is we have a big, heavy forklift. Now the other thing is a forklift is designed to lift heavy objects. They're really rigid. There's no real give. And if you notice, they're really low to the ground. Yeah. Now a lowboy is just, we'll call it 12 inches to the top of the deck. We got to use the mathematical side of our brain here. If it's only about 4 inches off the ground, between 3.5 and 4 inches off the ground, how long does that ramp have to be to get it up and on there? That's what we're trying to figure out right now.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
I haven't had to do that kind of math. Well, I'm sure you can put that like into ChatGPT, can't you? Like, here's the height of my lowboy. Here's the forklift I'm trying. How long do the ramps need to be?
That's why you're my smarter sister. I'll go grab a phone. We'll put that in there.
Yeah, I got it right here. My AI is me so confused right now because usually I'm asking for like decluttering and like help me outline a kitchen declutter video, and it's probably like, why, what, lowboy, what?
I was using both ChatGPT and Grok to help me find wheel studs for the heavy shed behind us.
Oh, there you go. Okay. It says it's calculating ramp angle based on length. Okay, so it says, let's treat this as a clearance or won't high center problem. Explain what high center means.
I don't even know.
Like, well, isn't that when it gets caught up in the middle? High center?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So it could happen
That's not normal lowboy terms.
So. Oh, okay. I've heard Corbin use it, my 13-year-old.
Really?
So I'm guessing it comes up on YouTube Shorts. And it's when you get caught up, like your vehicle bottoms out in the middle of something, like a mound of dirt or something. He calls it high centering.
Okay.
All right,
I just called stuck or getting stuck.
Or, oh crap, now what are we gonna do?
Get the winch, get a chain,
somebody to push me.
Pull it out.
It says a good conservative rule for the steepest ramp angle that won't smack the belly is based on breakover geometry.
Nice. Yep, because we're fluid in that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, practical answer. Best case, a minimum of 4.5 to 5 feet.
Oh wow, that's crazy because I said
not
4 to 6 feet.
Yeah, and it says safer 6 to 6.5 feet. What I'd actually choose in real life is 7 to 8 foot ramps. Gives margin for dynamic bounce, uneven ground, and the ramp to deck lip. That's probably pretty good.
Accurate. Yeah, I'll be measuring it when we're down there.
Yeah, this side's, there it goes.
That side's on?
It's off now. And, yeah, that. Yep. It's climb up on the wood on the front here.
Yeah.
Quick safety notes. It wants you
good.
to
Good.
note.
This is we'll call this our pre-safety, our pre-trip safety meeting.
Check. Okay.
Pre-job site safety meeting. Yep.
Make sure ramps are rated for the forklift weight. What are you using for ramps? Do you have
Wood
ramps
blocks.
that come on?
Yeah, we're gonna use cribbing or wood blocks.
Okay.
Yep.
Secure ramps so they can't kick out.
That's gonna be tough. We just push them up against the low.
Yeah, just kind of hope for the best, right? Okay. Watch the ramp to deck transition. That's where belly contact happens.
Sure, that makes sense.
And you don't want to, they kind of flip up sometimes too when you start, once you get onto there, right? Okay.
Only good news, a portion of the lowboy deck is actually tapered, so we should be, I'm hoping we can kind of walk up and it's very forgiving, but we'll find out.
Got it. And go slow with a spotter.
Nice. We got that. I got Adam and Trevor coming with me.
Okay, there you go.
So, didn't say nothing about steel toes and safety glasses. Come on.
I know, right? I'm surprised I didn't give a full OSHA checklist.
Oh my God, when we cleared it, I thought we had it. And then all of a sudden I feel crunch. Oh, you're pretty good. Oh, that one's getting going, man. Everything broke.
Broke that.
If I want to stop, but I won't stop. All right, well, we get to add that to the resume. I dropped a forklift through the lowboy deck. Yeah, bad night. Well, good news. We're on our way out of here one way or another. So I'm gonna hit the road and we'll get going. Well, you gotta admit one thing. It was definitely a fun night.
Yeah, so that's the adventure today. The crazy thing in the world is we were supposed to just get a dusting of snow. And
Yeah, it kind of turned into a...
Yeah, now they're calling for 1 to 7. So earlier today I was doing a whole bunch of trucking.
I saw 8 to 10 inches most recently. So that's what she said.
We'll cut it right there. Oh God, that's awesome.
The game plan changed a little bit when the... How do you look at tonight? Do you look at it as a win or do you look at it as a what just happened moment?
It's kind of like watching the Titanic go halfway.
I won't say it's that bad. I think it's just kind of a normal day in the life. So he started, Martin bought this forklift and it just so happens it was from a friend of mine that we've done a lot of spreading for over the years. It worked out really good. But we went down earlier today because we're trying to stay ahead of a snowstorm. So we had really cold temperatures, which makes things tough. Then it melted, so we had like watery, icy conditions.
Yeah.
But the whole point of going today was to try to stay ahead of the snowstorm that was coming. So we were all kind of in a rush. I made it far enough onto the lowboy that we were able to back the neck of the lowboy on, reattach everything, and take off. Now we're sitting at Martin's house. Adam, who's just like the world's greatest friend of all time, went back to the farm, is grabbing a big loader with a set of forks so we can hopefully just lift the forklift off the lowboy and then set it on the ground, and then life should be good. It's never boring around me, is it?
No.
Back on up. Curl it back a little more. Okay. Okay, hold it. All right, back up. You got her.
Oh, thank you for bringing the loader out, Adam. Heck yeah. Yeah, we made her. It is never boring around me, is it?
Never.
Oh, we are definitely on an Eric adventure, that's for sure. Yeah. When it's funny watching it, we were filming it, and then we were kind of watching it here. We're sitting in the truck waiting for Adam. We were watching the forklift drop through the deck, and it's funny because you just see my head sinking. I'm like, oh no, now what do we do? But luckily, when I got off, I was really surprised because it was hung up on one of the cross members.
Yep.
And so actually, we were able to get it home, which is a win. One way or another. Kind of funny because the fork wheel is at kind of this crazy angle. What's your take on it, man?
Well, I got it home. Nobody got hurt. Nobody's in jail.
Yeah, yeah. That I'll take it. We also found out I can get the lowboy in your yard. Heck
Yeah.
If your mailbox isn't there, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, that's easily replaced.
I think we're good, but you know, just in case.
Good night to get that done.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, it was like so many of our adventures. We started out, all right, let's go do this, and we get there and like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Then it goes a little worse, then a little worse, goes a little worse. We slide down the ramp the first time, and they're like, oh, okay, we'll readjust, get it better. Second attempt, we spun out, I had to pull it backwards. Third attempt, I technically got it on the trailer, and then it went through the trailer. Well, that's the way that goes. Who is calling me at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night? All right, well, anyways, enough of that. Even when we get here, it's like, hey, all right, we're here, we got a loader, we're gonna lift it off. And it got a little scary, and a little more scary. And then we overcame and got it. Definitely an adventure, yeah. Cool. All right, let's head on back to the farm, and we'll call it a night for the night. Well, one final adventure, I'm stuck. Martin's coming to give me a pull. Thanks, buddy.
Corbin is probably working against you because he really wants to go snowmobiling again. So he's in the house praying for just a big dumping of snow. So
I'd be cool. I'd be cool with the snow. Adam actually did me a huge favor. Adam, my snowmobile, my Red Fire Cat. Adam actually was the one a week and a half ago that got it running, and
nice.
Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. But
yeah.
She hadn't ran in 3 years, and then actually he had to put some pretty intricate lines in the vacuum line for the fuel pump, rotted off, and so he had a couple hours in getting it running. But then when he got it running, it was like, wow, I didn't really think I wanted to go snowmobiling that bad. But then I heard my sled, and I'm like, let's go ride it.
it's like once you get out there, like you remember how fun it is and how free you feel when you're out there. And
I was surprised too a couple weeks ago how many comments we got. Because like the back half of the video, first half we talked about the truck, second half we talked about snowmobiling. How many comments we had about people snowmobiling and good memories?
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, the holiday rush is done. We got New Year's, which New Year's I don't think is really in anyone's.
New Year's. Do we even celebrate New Year's? Like, I couldn't care less. Like, I'll stay up till midnight because the kids really want to. They're old enough now. But other than that, I would just rather go to bed and just wake up and have it be the new year.
I'm amazed how many people, like, go to bed, set an alarm, get up at like 11:30, watch the ball drop, and then go. These days, what's kind of cool is you can just go on YouTube and watch it the next morning. Like, oh yeah, I seen the ball drop. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. Like, we were having a conversation earlier in the house about like certain things that like. Things that happen naturally, like parties and like really good times, that the best events happen just naturally. Like some friends roll in, you didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
It's so hard sometimes when you plan it and you're like, oh, do you think this is gonna be great?
Yeah.
My best New Year's, do you remember in high school, we actually went out snowmobiling one New Year's?
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Awesome.
We had a beautiful full moon. And then a couple years ago, I just was out driving around. We had a beautiful full moon again. And I just swung into some friend's house, and then just randomly some other friends showed up.
Yeah.
And then we toasted them New Year's that year, or that year that way.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. So I don't have any plans right now.
Yeah, just let it roll out however it does. And I am looking forward to the new year. I think it's nice to have just fresh start, new, I don't know, clean slate, fresh chapter. Does that meaningful to you, or you're just kind of like, another day, another year?
Yeah, well, today was been such a pain in
Not
the
the day to
rear.
think about it.
It's like, you know when you got like people mad at you and you're like, because you're running behind schedule and you're like, hey guys, it's not even my schedule.
Oh yeah, yeah. Welcome to being a mom, right? Someone's continually disappointed. Like it doesn't matter what you do or how well you do it. Like yeah, yes.
That's what it's like to be a mom, huh?
That is what it's like. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, it's so weird when you don't have kids.
Yep.
You don't have kids, you learn so much.
You get used to it though.
I got you.
Know?
You just get walked on.
Yeah.
Throw in the comments your favorite walked on mom moments. Like, come on, it's okay. You're in a safe space. We understand. I have a friend of mine that's splitting a tractor. So yesterday he was down, and he's just such a funny guy.
Are you scared of going in confined spaces?
Is that making it worse or better? Watch your fingers. I'm gonna jump on this. Hopefully I don't.
So is that 280 pounds there or 290?
Label 300.
His name's Zane, and he's just, I mean, a behemoth of a man. Like, I've had people reference that I'm strong, and then, I mean, I'm nothing compared to him. He's just like the next size human, bigger. We're walking around trying to find these splitting stands because he's trying to do this tractor, and I was like, hey, I got these stands that'll make your life easier. They got wheels on it, you can roll forward.
Okay, yeah.
So we're walking around, we eventually find them, and then I was like, hey, skid loader's over there, we can just, toss them in quick. And he like, so I have a friend that's gonna be borrowing these splitting stands. I told him, like, hey, there's a skid loader right there. Why don't you grab the skid loader and just throw them in the back of your truck? Well, when you meet this guy, it'll make complete sense on why he didn't grab the skid loader. I told you, I should have grabbed the skid loader. It's right there, like you.
Skid loader, we don't need no stinking skid loader. I'm the skid loader.
I'm glad you're a nice human being. Those aren't light.
Yeah. You're lucky I don't need your lunch money.
Why do you think you're getting to use? Why do you think you're getting to use these stands? I want to make sure we stay friends. Here's Zane, just grabs one. And he's like, oh, these aren't heavy. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like 100 pounds. You're just, like, just 100 pounds dead weight to grab off the ground and go like this. It's like, holy crap. Yeah.
All right, so that's your New Year's resolution. Get stronger so you can show off.
I'm okay. I'm okay going the other way.
Yeah.
Smaller waistband, yes. Bigger muscles, we're good.
Yeah.
Just smaller waistband, yeah.
Yeah, once you get past 40, it's like, man, I don't have anyone to impress anymore, right? Take it or leave it.
My thing is this, you know what it's like when you just look good in t-shirt and blue jeans? Just to maintain that. Like, that'd be good. I'd be happy with that. Yep. Just not have trucker guts, that's some of it's okay.
Yep.
We're all in the same thing together.
Yeah. Well, let us know, are you setting any kind of New Year's goals or resolutions, and do you stay up for the ball drop or head to bed? So I'll be curious what the consensus is. So I don't know, who knows? Yeah, maybe it'll be a good New Year's after all.